begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakbrash, the honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. I'm Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson of Lord willing to be edifying to the whole family. Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham to you, sincere Akyam, Walk and a sincere Shalom to you brothers out here pushing this truth out on the highways and the byways through the YouTube blessings, man. Shalom to you all. Lord willingness to be edifying, right? So, without further ado, we're going to get into it. As you see by the title, a crippling economy, right? A crippling economy. And that's exactly what you're seeing right about now. You know, it's a crippling economy. So, in fact, if you just bear with me for one moment. One moment. And I'm back here with another lesson. So, without further ado, we're going to get into it. As you see by the title. Okay. So, forgive me. Just wanted to make sure you can hear me. So, forgive me, you know, this thing be tripping at times. So, I want to start by going to the definition of a crippling economy. So, I typed it in on Google, and it says a crippling economy. And it says a crippling economy is one severely, good Lord, severely damaged by factors like massive debt. All right, so a crippling economy, an example of one, is an economy that's severely damaged by factors like massive debt. So is America not in massive debt right now? They surpassed, I believe they're at 40 trillion now. Forgot what it is. Matter of fact, yeah, it's at 38 trillion, almost at 39 trillion, almost. So look at that. Massive debt, man, right? And to go even further, it says high inflation. Americans are suffering that severely right now. Unemployment, that's what the lesson is about today. Unemployment. You know, and I might even make a part 2 on this, but unemployment. Man, the job market is fucking cooked. Unstable markets, indeed, which goes hand in hand with high inflation, or policy failures, leading to widespread financial distress, reduced spending, business struggles like increased bankruptcies, and a significant drop in living standards, making it hard for people and businesses to function, as seen recently with U.S. debt concerns. I ain't even type in the U.S. The U.S. just came up. Come on now. Tech-driven inequality, because they want to make this into a technocracy ran by technocrats, and impacts from tariffs. Now look at that. Key indicators of a crippling economy, right? The high debt, excessive national debt, like the U.S. reaching 38 trillion on the way and halfway to 39 trillion, consumes huge portions of the budget for interest, limiting fiscal choices, and etc. Inflation and cost of living, soaring prices for essentials like housing, food, and energy, squeeze households' budgets, even if overall GDP seems stable. Job market issues, high unemployment, poor job growth, and fewer entry-level opportunities. Now for an entry-level opportunity, they want you to have some years of experience. Well, my nigga, it's an entry-level job. Why do I have to have experience to get an entry-level job? I'm trying to get the entry-level job so I can get experience, dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, what the fuck? But it's like, you continue on though. Partly due to AI's impact, create widespread anxiety, all right? Extreme inequality. Wealth concentrates at the top. Example, top 1% owning 35% of wealth, while most struggle, leading to a K-shaped recovery. Policy impacts. Tariffs can raise consumer prices. All right. Why? Because whatever country is enforcing the tariff, the businesses that are within that country, they now have to pay the tariffs. And in turn, eventually, they're going to have to increase increase what they're charging, the prices of their items. That's what it is. In turn, they have to increase the prices of their items, which means the consumers are now having to pay more money also. Inflation, man. Hinder manufacturing and disrupt supply chains, and then financial instability. Volatile markets, high housing costs. I just found out a few days ago that the minimum wage here in America, average minimum wage, will have to be raised to about $66 an hour. Minimum wage in 2025 going into 2026 will have to be raised to $66 an hour minimum in order to have the same spending power that minimum wage had in 1970. How crazy is that? You know, and a lot of people just call individuals lazy in this economy, which a lot of niggas are very lazy. But my nigga, niggas was able to buy, you got to put it in perspective. Niggas was able to buy a house while working at fucking McDonald's in the 70s, man. And pay that motherfucker off. Pay the cars off. Pay off student loan debt. And in fact, I don't think it was any student loan debt at that time yet. I don't think there was any student loan anything at that time. I think college was still free around that time. Can't make this shit up. But this economy is crippling. So yeah, it's something to complain about. You know, we're gonna complain about it. I'm gonna complain. You know, gotta deal with it. But at the same time, it's a good thing. This is a good thing that's happening. And it's being done by Yahweh Bahashim Hawashai. All right, this is a good thing. You know? Because it means that we're at the end of this man's kingdom. Right? So without further ado, I want to go into a few articles. Right? Touch on some concerning the matter. Right? So let me go there. Here we go. And I want to say fair use. Fair use. This is under the Fair Use Copyrights Act of 1976, where all public information can be used for educational purposes, all right, and purposes of criticism and giving my opinion, my vain opinion, right? This is my vain opinion on this topic, right? So I'm well within my rights of going into these articles here. So it says unemployment rises to a 4-year high in the United States. So unemployment hasn't been this bad since right after COVID. Right after, you know. This is not medical information or anything of that sort. This is not medical information. I almost slipped. But since post C19, the Bureau of Labor Statistics released its much anticipated employment report on Tuesday, sending a rude awakening to the job market after the 43-day government shutdown delayed data collection and publication of the report. The Bureau reported that the U.S. economy lost 105,000 jobs in October and recouped about 64,000 jobs in November. The unemployment rate also rose to a 4-year high of 4.6% last month, up from 4.4% in September and 4% at the beginning of the year, the highest since September 2021, when the nation was still bouncing back from the what I was talking about. Economists also note that the report showed that wages are growing at the lowest rate in years. Although, and yes, your cost of living is going up, but you ain't getting paid shit. Your money ain't going up. In most cases, you getting paid less. Although Americans' earnings are still outpacing inflation. No, the fuck it's not. No, the fuck it's not. Average hourly earnings grew at an annual rate of 3.5% in November, whereas inflation grew at a 3% rate in September, which is capped, marking the slowest pace since 2021. So it's getting bad out here, man. The article speaks for itself, right? It's getting very bad. Very extremely bad. So I want to get this one. Senator sounds dire alarm of looming mass unemployment and warns Trump is in on it. The whole Trump is rubbing elbows with the super elites, with the rich, super rich, right? His job, what the elites want him to do, is, of course, I believe they want him to be the one that brings forth this mark of the beast. But not only that, they want him to completely eliminate the middle class. That's also a telltale sign that a kingdom is at the end. There's no middle class, right? They want it to just be like a fiscal empire, right? Where you just have the ruling class, the rich, and then you have the fucking poor, the peasants. They want to completely eliminate the middle class. And they're doing a good job at it, right? So, outspoken, Bernie Sanders raised dire concerns Wednesday about the rapid expansion of artificial intelligence and robotics, warning that the United States is unprepared for economic disaster that such technologies will bring. In comments to Raw Story, Sanders cited major tech figures such as Elon, in noting that industry leaders openly predict an ominous future in which traditional work becomes obsolete. According to Sanders, the U.S. faces the prospect of widespread unemployment, particularly among young people already grappling with a dearth of entry-level jobs. He tells us that the concept of work itself, your job, may be obsolete. That means mass unemployment, mass unemployment is already happening. Sanders emphasized that while AI offers potential benefits, which it does, but Esau's going to use it to in wickedness, man. He's not going to use it to be beneficial. Be beneficial to the world. The nation must ensure that tech serves the broader public rather than a tiny group of billionaires, which, like I just said, they're only going to use it to serve the tiny group of billionaires. They're only going to use it for to their benefit. They're not going to use it for the benefit of the whole world. They're not going to do that. Right? And this nigga knows that. He's an insider. To that end, Sanders demanded a temporary moratorium on new data centers until lawmakers can figure out how to integrate AI responsibly and protect workers from economic ruin. Look, man, to put it simple, man, everything is going to come down to a small little chip. All right, a small little radio frequency identification, you know what? All right, a Dorito chip, right? A Lay's Frito chip, right? It's all going to come down to that. And if you don't take it, you're going to be cut off from society. You're not going to participate in society. You're not going to have any jobs. You're not going to, you already can't work now, but now you damn sure ain't going to be able to work if you don't take that thing. And then you're not going to have no home. You're not going to be able to go to the grocery store. You're not going to have a car. You're going to be obsolete from society. Cut off. That's what it's all going to come down to. The rich and the poor, free and bond, old and young. That's where this place is headed. This is a manufactured crippling of this economy, meaning this is being done on purpose. And we've been prophesying to you all about that. But nobody wants to believe the prophets, right? Everybody wants to just come against the Israelites to get clout. Jesus is God. God is Jesus. All the heathens can be saved. Mary had an immaculate conception. Then she gave birth. She was a virgin. She gave a virgin birth. You know? Just a bunch of stupid ass arguments when there's real serious shit going on. This is the biggest prophecy up next on the chopping block. And nobody's focused but the men of Great Millstone and the true affiliates. Everybody else is in their own fucking world doing Yahweh knows the fuck what. Nobody's focused on prophecy, man. You think the Christians focus on Revelation, the 13th chapter, starting at 14 all the way down to 18? You think they're focused on that? No. Everybody got to say until we get into that prophecy. Is you going to take the chip or no? And these other groups are starting to see it, whether they want to admit it or not. And these other groups are starting to see it, whether they want to. Okay. Whether they want to admit it or not, they're starting to see it. Now you got Captain Tazariak saying, "Oh, I should be careful. We're not telling you to go take a chip or nothing or put something under your skin." What, nigga? You got Nate. They might throw a chip in there. You got other niggas in the IUIC talking about, hey, Shalom, brother. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Barakatah. Shalom, bro. But then you got other members in the IUIC talking about it's gonna be a digital system, digital ID, which that's gonna happen. That's already happening. Matter of fact, Apple has digital ID already set up in multiple states in America. And America is going to enforce that as a whole in beginning in 2026. In a lot of other places like the UK, you're not going to be able to go to work unless you have a digital ID. But that is not the mark of the beast. Right? That's something that's going to lead further and get closer to the mark of the beast. But that's not the mark. The mark is a physical thing. It's a physical implantation. Or implant. Yeah, implantation. Is physical. Goes back to the Greek word charagma when you go into Revelation, the 13th chapter. Right? But a lot of people want to keep playing pity pat, smat. It's not a game, man. While we look at niggas like y'all, you dumbass niggas from these other groups, you stupid, retarded, goofy ass Christians, man. Like, y'all think this shit is a game. Y'all think learning the scriptures, it's all about just debating and shit. This is not a game. Nigga, your life is on the line. Literally, my nigga. Your life is on the line. But niggas think this shit is for fun. We don't get on here and do these videos for fun. Now, do we have fun while doing these videos? Absolutely. We love doing the work of the Lord. We don't do this for fun. We do this because your life and our life depends on it. And when I say your life, I don't just mean your life in the flesh. I mean what the Lord, just the type of judgment the Lord is gonna bring on you. That's the type of thing I mean when I say your life. Because death is easier at times. The Lord could give you worse, can do much worse to you than just death. We're talking about the king of terrors here, right? We're talking about the man that you're talking about, the power that made a man rot from the inside out slowly. Worms crawling all out of his body and shit. He fucked him up so bad. The bitch ass nigga this bitch ass nigga that I'm talking about, he was forcing us to learn Greek customs. He was forcing us into Greek customs. It's Hellenization. He was Hellenizing us. He beat his ass so the Lord fucked him up so bad. This nigga wanted to be an Israelite. Man, please accept me, Lord. I repent. Fuck out of here, man. This is the power we dealing with. We're dealing with a power who literally plagued an entire nation, including the children and babies, with hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids, man. This is the type of power we're dealing with. We're dealing with a power who took a whole nation of people and killed every single one of their firstborns, including infants. This is the type of power we're dealing with. This is not a game. We're talking about the power that literally shipped his people into into hella captivities. And it was brutal in all of them. And he put us in the most brutal one now. This is the type of power we're dealing with. This is the type of power. I'm going to keep going. This is the type of power that literally created his own adversary just so he could destroy this nigga at the end. This is the power we're dealing with. But no, but everybody wants to debate about either if a heathen can be fucking saved, if Mary didn't have sex with fucking Joseph, if Mary didn't have sex with Joseph, are we fucking playing? In 2025, we're still talking about if Mary had sex or not. Niggas talking about John the Baptist fell out the truth. Niggas talking about the epistles of Paul aren't authoritative. Now they're using Paul to justify the heathens being saved. What the fuck is going on? Now you got niggas talking about you not supposed to hate Esau. Nigga, what? Then a few years back, you had a nigga talking about the Lord loves Esau and hates Jacob. My nigga, what the fuck are we talking about, man? This is the times we're living in. This straight bullshit. We're in 2025, right? 2026 is less than 2 weeks away. Niggas to this day are still talking about if Yahweh Shai and Yahweh are the same person or not. Nigga, are we fucking serious? But you look around and you think about it. Nigga, all hell is about to break loose. The devil is about to mandate the mark of the beast, which is what we at Great Millstone say it is, the RFID chip. Radio Frequency Identification, CHIP. But people still think this is a game. See, what you individuals are going to realize very soon is that this is not a game. This is not for the joke. Jake always thinks everything is a fucking game. You're soon to find out it's not a game. Right? So, Salaki for all my rambling. Let me see. You got another article concerning this. Senator sounds dire alarm of looming mass unemployment and warns Trump is in on it. Oh, I already read that one. Salakia. Here we go again. Going hand in hand with the last article we read. U.S. layoff announcements top 1.17 million in the 2025, highest since the you know what. So, hey man, let's go. Let's jump down to the second paragraph. Tension is rising because October's layoff spiked sharply. 153,074 jobs were cut that month alone, the most for October in over 20 years. Even as November saw fewer announcements, these trends suggest employers may be adjusting staffing amid slower demand and economy headwinds. Confirmed figures show year-to-date layoff totals are up about 54% compared with the first 11 months of 2024, and are among the few times since 1993 that layoffs through November have topped 1.1 million. However, there's an unresolved question. Official labor market releases from the Bureau of Labor Statistics were delayed due to a government shutdown, leaving challengers data as the clear snapshot of layoff activity. Says layoff plans failed last month, certainly a positive sign, but cuts remain elevated and above year ago levels. And blah blah blah. So a lot of niggas are losing their jobs. So not only are individuals, these fellow Americans, dealing with job cuts, dealing with not even being able to get a job. Now you also dealing with the fact that if you have a job, you don't have no job security anymore. So now you don't have any job security on top of the fact that you won't be able to find another job. You're just going to be asked out. And it's all to force you to get the mark of the beast. This is to force you to get it. It's like Esau is nudging you towards getting it. He's making you get it. He's putting you in a situation where it's not like he's forcing it on you, but you're going to have no other resort but to get it in order to survive and still stay afloat in this society. Basically, he's besieging your dumb ass. That's really all it is, right? The job market is so bad, people in their 40s are resorting to going back to school instead of looking for work. Which, that's fucking retarded. I take this from an individual who's currently in school. Nigga, don't do that shit. That shit ain't gonna help your stupid ass. You gonna go more into fucking debt. And you still not gonna get a job, nigga. I'm in school. You still not gonna get a job, nigga. Don't do it. This is stupid. Let's read that again. The job market is so bad, people in their 40s are resorting to going back to school instead of looking for work, which is dumb. Don't do this. The bachelor's degree, your bachelor's degree does not hold as much weight as it once did 10 to 30 years ago. Doesn't hold the same weight. This year's job market has been bleak, to say the least. Layoffs hit the highest level in 14 years. Job openings are barely budging, and quits figures are plummeting. It's no wonder people feel stuck and discouraged, especially as many candidates have been on the job hunt for a year and more. And niggas are applying to thousands of jobs and only getting like 4 interviews. Like, nigga, what? And then the 4 interviews, they asking you questions that's on your motherfucking resume. Here it is, you gotta re-explain your resume to them. Nigga, did you even look, bitch? Then on top of that, they ghost your dumb ass afterwards. You don't get the job. This is the economy we're living in, but this is a beautiful thing at the same time, because it means we're at the end of this man's queendom. It's done. He's circling the drain at this point, right? Scriptures speak about Babylon is fallen, right? But some mid-career professionals are working with the cards they've been dealt with going back to school. Many are turning to data analytics, cybersecurity, AI-focused courses, healthcare, MBA programs, or trade certifications for an immediate impact on their careers. Metantro is a job search engine with 2 million active users that runs on open source data, processing more than 600 million jobs in real time. We absolutely see this trend of adults going back to school accelerating. In combination with layoffs over the recent years plus the rise of required AI skills, experience is no longer enough. An employment attorney says she noticed people over the age of 40 going back to grad school are earning certifications. Oh, okay, they're going back to grad school. Still not gonna help you. Still not gonna help you. But while it's not necessarily a completely new phenomenon, it's becoming more frequent now that the job market is the pits. Still, some Met sees very consistent reasons for people considering higher education at a later stage in life. Some believe they've plateaued in their career, and education is the only option. Others have been affected by layoffs, and there are some who have simply become burnt out with work and want a meaningful profession. Then, too, come life circumstances. Some people have fewer responsibilities, better financial security, or a sense they will never make a change if they put it off now. All right. She said, adding, she's seeing more people pivot out of dying industries, those whose salaries have stagnated, or those who have job security fears. According to blah, 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 the top master's degrees on the rise include artificial intelligence, mechatronics, robotics, automation engineering, research methodology, all right, which that goes with psychology, quantitative research, quantitative methods, as well as construction engineering technology. The cost of going back to school is still sky high, so let's read this. Sometimes going back to school can also just feel like delaying the inevitable: student loans and other living costs. While grad school can certainly offer the opportunity to level up your career once you've completed a program, it comes with financial and personal sacrifices like time. According to the National Center of Education Statistics, 1 year of grad school on average costs about $43,000 in tuition. That's nearly 70% of the average salary in the U.S. Going to school can be very beneficial, but it can be very costly too. And when people are older and going back to school, they should reconsider the cost of education and how stressful it can be to juggle work and family responsibilities with education. Very stressful. Overall, one ought to assess if it will be a good investment. It won't. I'm a student. Don't do this shit, nigga. I'm telling you, don't do this shit. Don't do this shit. And if you in the truth and you listening to this, you a brother or sister, I'm telling you, don't do this shit. We don't got that much time left here anyway. Don't do this shit. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just find the least booty cheeks job you can find and do it. Now, I remember that's what Isaiah said one time. All the jobs ass. Just find the least ass job and do that shit. God damn it. Don't go do more school, man. Fuck all that. I'm sick of this shit. All right, so I say these holiday ones for another lesson, right? So let's go to Isaiah chapter 19, though. Yeah, I say them holiday ones for another lesson. Going to Isaiah 24 concerning that, though. This is Isaiah chapter 19 and in verse 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. All right. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof. And this place is erring in every work thereof and wickedness. And then the fact that their economy is falling, that's an error. That's a telltale sign that a kingdom is erring in their ways. Hell, they're in massive debt. Everybody in America is in debt, including the country as damn self. 38 trillion. On the way, halfway to 39 trillion. Come on, man. They still chucking billions to anyway. As a drunken man staggereth in his vomit, neither shall there be any work for Egypt. So there's not going to be no work here in America, man. That's why the unemployment rates are so high. This is prophecy. This is a part of the plagues that the Lord said he would send. This is a part of the plagues, man, that Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai said he will be sending. Right? That's a part of them. And it says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. All right? So there you go. And you say, oh, let's keep going. In that day shall Egypt be like unto a woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over. And what's a part of the fears? What is one thing people are afraid of today? Are people afraid today? Absolutely. People are fearing for many reasons. They don't know when the next meal is coming. They don't know how they're gonna pay their rent or their what they call that shit when you buy a home, or their mortgage. They don't know how to pay their mortgage. How they gonna pay it? They don't know how they gonna pay their car note. They don't know how they gonna pay their car insurance. They don't know how they're gonna pay either their homeowner's insurance or renter's insurance. Yeah, I put all that into perspective. They don't know how they're gonna pay that. Right? They don't know how they gonna get their groceries. They don't know how they gonna pay their light bill, their Wi-Fi bill, their phone bill, credit card bills, student loan debts. They don't know how they're gonna pay these things. Niggas don't even got enough money for gas. Niggas don't know how they're gonna pay these things off. Niggas are unemployed, wondering how the fuck they're gonna make money. Niggas are employed, wondering how the fuck they can get out of this fucking hellhole of a job and make more money while doing less work. And they're in fear that they're going to lose that motherfucking job. While the people who are unemployed are in fear that they're not going to get a damn job at all. You got people that are in fear of all hell breaking loose. People that are in fear of nuclear warfare. Everybody's in fear here in the land of America, which is spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. Everybody's in fear. Which leads to what? Everybody mourning. Everybody's going through it. Nobody knows where to turn next. Then you got the cost of living going up, inflation hitting everywhere, and your rate, your hourly wages or your annual salary is not going up. It's the same. What are you to do? That's the question. What are you to do? Right? When you go here to 2nd Ezra 15, in verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, meaning those who work, which that's really talking about your farmers. But it is also going into those who are just in the working class right now, employees. They're mourning. Not just your farmers, which is what it's talking about, but working class, they're mourning. For their seed shall fail. What they got going for themselves is just not enough. It's not sustainable. Right? Through the blasting and hail, and with the fearful constellation. The word constellation, man. I forgot. We're going to find out today. You know, you forget a lot of things coming into this truth. You forget more than you remember, goddamn. Because you learned it so much in a short period of time. Constellation. A group of cluster or related things. Okay, yeah, I mean, I knew that. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. All this is going to lead to shit hitting the fan so they could bring that order out of the chaos. A lot of people are they're fucking stressed, man. They're stressed. and the thing is, it's going to get worse. The Lord is taking all of you people out of your comfort zone. All of you people are being taken out of your comfort zone. Remember, the Lord said, I'm removing your stay and your staff in Isaiah the 3rd chapter. That was talking about Israel. But the heathens, you're here, you're suffering it too, bitch. Welcome to the curses, fuck nigga. Right? When you go to the 16th chapter, let me jump down here. In verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So you individuals, you thought because, y'all was chilling, y'all still able to get your food, still paying rent, doing all this, living a life, you know what I'm saying? You thought you was in a good case with the Lord, but the Lord's showing you're really not in a good case. Now what's happening? Sword. You're in fear of war. You're in fear of walking out your house and just getting knocked off the face of the fucking map. Getting sent back to the lobby, the gulag. You're in fear that famine's going to come, that you're not going to be able to buy. You're going to be in a situation where you don't know where your next meal is coming from. You're in fear of that. And it's just leading to a whole bunch of confusion in the mind. Y'all think it's a game, man. But you're finding out that the Bible is not some fairy tale book. You're finding out that the Bible is real. And it's damn real. It's deadly real. It's deadly serious. You're now finding it out the hard way. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and end the lesson off there. I do hope and pray that this was edifying to you all. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Abababo, Kwam Yasharala Gadol Abadium, Lababo Hagadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wahabatham. And until next time, I would like to say unto you all, Shalom.